Here we go. Back at you again. This the Average Man podcast. I am still working on perfecting this. I don't know. It's fun, but somehow I got to figure out how to get. See, it don't seem like my lighting is right. My camera. I'm not looking how I'm supposed to be looking. I don't know what to do. I think that's too much light on my face. I think. Let's see. How did I don't know. Let's see if I move back over this way. Move back over this way. So I guess if I continuously look up this way, I look like I'm looking at the people. Okay. So I wonder what'll happen if I change the view. Let's see. If I can I change the camera? So let's see what they're gonna do there. I don't know. It's fun. Uh, trying to get this thing together. It keep my mind off a bunch of other stuff that ain't even really relevant to be worrying about, especially when it ain't there's nothing else you can do about certain things. So so that didn't work. I thought it would work. Let's see. Maybe this is back here somewhere. What if I move this over? No, that's not that. So I don't know. But uh, average man people. This is the Average Man podcast, and I always like to thank God for allowing us another opportunity on this planet, sending out prayers and condolences to all the people who lost their families in the recent plane crash over in D.C., and all the people who lost properties and damages to lives in California, and for that case, for all over the world where there is all types of turmoil going on. I'm trying to get stuff right, y'all. Just be patient with me, y'all. But anyway, like so, I was talking with a friend yesterday, and we were discussing the health of our youth. So as I remember as a kid, you know, Burger King. Burger King was a big chunk of meat. You know, McDonald's it was two all beef patties, but like we were discussing the points of obesity compared to nowadays compared to back then. So I know that my friends and I in the summertime in the morning there were chores. There were chores you get your chores done and you hear, all right, you can go on outside now. So we knew it wasn't no running in and out. So we would get our bikes and we would ride everywhere. Like uh, our parents, if they knew where we were going on them bicycles, they would do we they would put something on our backsides. But I said all that to say we were getting exercise. McDonald's was a delicacy. McDonald's came when Dad got that check, that extra check from the meal, or mom felt like going out. We gonna do Burger King. We gonna go hang out at Gleason Park. I know a lot of people from Gary know about Gleason Park back in the day. You know, everybody would turn on the same radio station, open the trunk. I remember we had, I remember Gleason Park when it had a real live swimming pool and a concession stand. Had those peerless potato chips. And then, oh no, the shrimp was over at the good corner. The good corner over there. But you know, those was delicacies. Nowadays, it's so easy to get that processed food from McDonald's and Burger King. They got all kind of bargains. You got $5 deals. You got biggie bags. You got $3 hollers. You got anything you want to get from one of these fast food restaurants, including diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of that stuff comes with it. So to fast forward this, I was telling them a story about I was at my coach's house picking up the kids. We were about to go play baseball or go to the batting cage or something. And there was a kid and his dad next door to him. Kid was a little chunky. I would say about maybe six, 7 years old. Um, and the dad had him running up and down the stairs. So I figured, you know, it maybe the kid done something wrong or something, and this was just a form of punishment or whatever, but it wasn't. So, you know, I remember, you know, my dad instead of whooping me, sometimes he would, you know, make you work out a little harder. Go grab that toolbox. Man, I can't lift the toolbox. Or something crazy like that. So I asked the guy, I was like, hey, what did he do? He was like, oh, nothing. Um, he's got type 2 diabetes and we got to get his weight down. And that stunned me. Like, um, this seemed to be an Asian family. So it really stunned me. And so we look at the things that we eat, the things that we intake into our bodies. And if you can compare this to 2025 compared to maybe 73, 74, there was a difference. So our parents were a lot older and a lot wiser than the parents now, I believe. Just my opinion. Don't just my opinion from what I've seen in this community. Okay. I remember weekends where you knew that no outside activities would be in the future of this weekend because my mom and other moms in my neighborhood in Gary, Indiana, uh, would have the big tablespoon of castor oil or castor oil, and that was to well, anybody know what I just said? Know what it's made to do. It's made to make you do a bunch of number two, a bunch of number two, like all day number two, all day. You know, and I attribute that to the fact that our parents, being older and wiser, knew that all of the crap that we was eating, which wasn't nothing but snacks, regular snacks, potato chips, strawberry crush, you know, um, we had a few dollars, we ain't need much money. Uh, we go down to Roy Boys, and Roy's would give you a Scott Peterson Polar sausage, fries, and a pop, $2. And then we had the Slovak Club. On Fridays, they would have fish. You had two big old pieces of fish and fries, two big old pieces of perch. Oh my lord! And when they cook that fish, you can smell that fish all the way down to Norton School. Whew. Okay, I'm back. Um, yeah, but that came with enjoying all of that stuff came with the price because the number two day is coming. My mother's favorite, and I dreaded it. It was called Castoria. It was in a little rectangle bottle, glass bottle, and it was just terrible. People tell me about the three sixes, but I've never had any of the three sixes. But that Castoria was just terrible. And she would have, I would take a teaspoon, a tablespoon, and a teaspoon. Oh Lord, you talking about the most nastiest. But man, what was going on? The cleansing. They had us cleanse our bodies of all of the the, the bad stuff. And but we exercise. Nowadays, kids don't exercise. They spend hour on hour in front of TV or uh, face down in a phone. I just going to my car just the other day, and little kid that seemed like they barely learned how to walk got a phone and know how to use it. And if you try to take it from them, they go crazy. The technology has grown, but is it the best thing for us? Has it been the best thing? Well, I believe it's all in how you use it. Our children use technology to learn how to build ghost guns and how to steal cars, but not how to paint a portrait or how to fix the car or nothing of that nature. Um, yeah. So mental health and physical health are two of the biggest things that's killing off our young people. Our young people are so far gone. Uh, it's you never heard of so many young people with type 2 diabetes. You've never heard so many young people, attention deficit disorder. Uh, we didn't need Ritalin. All I needed was, well, if you don't sit down somewhere, you better. Or okay, okay, keep on playing. And then my mom would say, okay, boy, you know I ain't 2 6 off your butt now. Now she didn't say butt, but I'm on YouTube, so I don't want to. I don't know what I can say and what I can't, but I'm gonna just keep it clean. So, in today's society, our children they don't use all of their resources, and our young parents don't use all the resources because the young parents are being friends with their children. Okay, so now that's another debate. Can you be friends with your kid? Yes, I believe you can. I believe the success of my children and I uh, having an all around relationship. I tell my daughters that they can talk to me about anything and that they can come to me with anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If it's about that time of the month, uh, you having a boyfriend crisis or whatever, you feeling like you ain't feeling right, you feeling suicide, anything you want to come and talk to me about, I'm an open book because I've been through a lot myself. I've been through a lot. God has brought me through a lot. I'll just say that. I didn't come through this to be this in this life at this point on my own. It was the grace and the blessings and mercy of God, and I thank God for that. The things that I went through, I don't look like what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And God has brought me through some stuff. Um, and so uh, things need to go back to a perspective. Like I understand, make America great again. I understand. Those were the days. I understand it because there was a standard where you know if you go back and just look over old pictures of Soul Train, old features of Soul Train, everybody was in shape. And I know they picked a lot of those people to be on it, but you know, compared to nowadays, even the American Bandstand, everybody was in shape. There wasn't too many uh, obese problems, you know. So what do we do? What do we do? You know, we have to pay more attention to our lives as it goes hand in hand with a spirituality of a being who created us, sent his son to die for us. And we have to go back to the old school way of doing things. Um, we didn't need Burger King every day because our mothers was at home cooking whole meals, you know, where you can get your nutrients. And anybody my age signing off. Well, and so
The lady at Kirby said, the hiring manager, she said she gonna put a thing up there for me tomorrow so I can apply.
hey y'all. And so unexpectedly, I'm gonna have to edit this out of my video because these people, I need to put a light in there, like I'm live, so they won't be just barging in. But anyway, I finished the conversation on another spot. Y'all have a good night, and remember, trust God. What we got going on?
Hey, we on. You didn't end it.
Yeah, it is.
No, you didn't.
It clicked. Oh. So I did too tonight. So